Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow. Welcome. It is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I've had a pretty good weekend. Completely 100% back from the Rona, my date with Rona, and got a new color going. I really got tired of the gray. I'm just tired of seeing it. So my wife was like, I still have the gray. I still have the dye. Let's just get it colored and let you feel good about yourself again for a little while. So I won't necessarily look like the old guy on YouTube. So anyway, first thing that I want to address, I've got a lot to cover in this video, so this is not going to be short. So hopefully this can be a video that you just set it and forget it and listen to here and there or whatever. But I wanted to go over a couple things that I felt are important. There are a couple projects that I want to discuss, and just some fun stuff that I think will help you. Maybe or maybe not. We'll have to see. Remember, always do your own research. No matter what I talk about or any other YouTuber, never rely on us for everything. We're just here to point you in the right direction and give you kind of an idea as to what kind of opportunities are available out there. However, there are some people out there who like to pretend to be some of us. I have a great many impersonators all over the interwebs, and they absolutely drive me insane. They are truly like cockroaches. I mean, everything that they do, it's like there could be a nuclear blast and they'll still pop up all over the place, trying to pull money from people and companies and you name it. I've been notified multiple times over the past couple years even, that I have people on Telegram and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is becoming more frequent as of late. And so I finally put this out. Beware of my impersonators. There are people on LinkedIn pretending to be me. / Jason Appleton that's my only LinkedIn profile, folks. So if somebody's talking to you on LinkedIn, first of all, I don't talk to anybody on LinkedIn. You can see behind me, I have a zillion unread messages because I don't even bother talking to people. Most of the people that are on LinkedIn are wanting me to invest in stuff. They're wanting to pitch me on crap. I don't even pay attention to anything on LinkedIn, folks. So if you're talking to me, it's not me. I get bombarded by messages everywhere I go, and I don't have a big team. It's just me. So I don't have time to sit around listening or reading a lot of gobbledygook and so forth. So yeah, that's that. Now, recently there was a video done by Seth Estrada. I think that was his name. And let me see. Yeah, Seth Estrada. Now this is the video that he did. The title of this video, new crypto debit option, GD payments plus BlockCard. Is it a scam? And they definitely like centralized the title and things a lot. Obviously, I think they're growing and they're working on stuff. They do really good. Like the video was very fair. It really was fair. I was watching it and I'm like, oh man, because somebody had tipped me off on Twitter that they had used a picture of me. And I'm like, oh boy, and it's all about scam this. I'm like, that's all I need. Some other BS like video talking all kinds of garbage, right? And it totally wasn't what I thought it was going to be. However, there were a lot of questions associated with this flyer. So I put this out, and I basically asked the guys at Turnio. So I signed up for this referral program, and there are a lot of systems and services coming to GDP payments through and with BlockCard, but they're not available yet. And so this flyer is something that I made and I just threw out there that I was trying to focus on other influencers. It wasn't necessarily for the public yet because it's detailed but not very specific on the hows and whys. And so I just got permission to discuss some of the finer detail because there are things that have not been publicly announced yet. You're going to hear about some of it for the first time right here. Okay. And I did get permission from Ian to go ahead with this. Now, here's the thing. This is my SoMe account, and I'm going to get into this in a little bit as well. And here's the thing. So both of these platforms are platforms I truly believe everybody is going to make a lot of money with. I truly do believe that. Now, the first point that I want to make is GD Payments. This is a company like Litecoin, and there are several other companies out there who have white labeled the BlockCard systems for their own company. Okay, so it's kind of like I don't know. Let me say. Okay, so like Propel. Okay, they didn't pay me anything for this. This is one of my empty bottles. But let's just say I really loved Propel, and I wanted to basically buy their product, but I wanted to take this label off and replace it with like Crow Water, okay? And then market it to my own audience. That would be considered a white label, okay? People do that a lot on Amazon and so forth and so on. They basically take a product or service, they rebrand it as their own, they're paying fees or, whatever the relationship entails to be able to do that without getting sued, right? And to get support and so forth from the parent company that they're white labeling. So BlockCard is obviously a Turnio product. It's put out by Turnio. And GD Payments is actually headed up, it's a different company, but they have white labeled the BlockCard systems. GD Payments is the company that's offering this referral program. The referral program stems from two different things primarily. One is that there are a series of new services, one of which being your own bank account. Okay, this is something that's coming. You're basically going to be able to have your own legit bank account with your BlockCard service. And I'm pretty sure, unless I'm mistaken on my memory of this, I'm pretty sure you're even going to be able to have a checking account associated with your account. Now, with these features and these services and things, there's going to be I think it's like a $10 monthly membership fee to be able to maintain and have these products and these different services. And there's other stuff coming. But the membership fee is ultimately the primary source for the revenue share. And so GD Payments, as I understand it, the CEO, the founder of GD Payments, has a very good long-term relationship and history with like Ian and Dan over at Turnio. They trust her, and apparently she was like a multi-level marketing goddess. I mean, this was her thing for a long, long time. She did very, very well with it. Has a huge network, a lot of resources, and a lot of relationships. And so she wanted to create this referral, like kind of multi-level marketing approach to promoting these services. And there are a lot of reasons for that. One, because there's no reason why in the world of open source and crypto, empowering other people to generate a revenue stream from marketing something they believe in. I mean, let's face it, that's really what multi-level marketing is to a strong degree. It's empowering the public to promote something that they believe in, a product or service, and then getting a yield or a return that grows over time along with the size of your network, okay? Amway. I mean, I used to sell, I'm not really, but for like a couple of weeks when I was a kid even. I was too young to even do it. The dude didn't care. But, I used to sell Amway products back in the day. Dish soaps and all kinds of crap. And all that stuff was multi-level. And the thing of it is the multi-level marketing industry is absolutely huge. Into the billions and billions of dollars. I'm pretty sure about that. So, for them to go this route actually makes a lot of sense. Because it also saves them a lot of upfront capital in trying to establish a national or international brand. That could cost tens and tens of millions of dollars to try and do. So they're going this route instead, empowering the public to promote the service and establish up to an 8-tier downline. The other side to this, outside of basically getting a revenue share on the membership fees to get all these services, is and I'm only doing this to try and clarify some of the stuff in Seth's video, because they tried their best to do a very fair video, but there were questions that they had and things that they weren't aware of, so some things just didn't make sense, and that's kind of what this is for, to try and help fill in those gaps. The other side to this is, when people buy Turnio to fund their accounts, you're going to get a percentage of that. Basically, Turnio is taking, as it's been explained to me, as I understand it, Turnio is taking a small hit on revenue stream, basically going for volume over, like making a bunch of like profitable whatever. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if I were to go into my account and I were to buy some Turnio to do something, then the person that referred me is going to get a little slice of that sale. Okay. And that's why over time, as you're building up to an 8-tier downline, the more people that are using the BlockCard on their GD payments account, funding it, using it, inviting friends, I mean, the revenue potential for this is insanity. Now, another couple of things. Seth brought up some old forum posts, and I mean, people that were, every crypto project out there has haters, has trolls, has this, all YouTuber, everybody. There are just a lot of people out there that are just negative by nature, and they love to kind of spread it and be validated by other people. It's just like this whole culture of like, I don't know, ignorance or frustration or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that Turnio's been perfect. I'm not very aware of like issues, but they pointed out, like one of these old forums was talking about how he had sent Bitcoin to his Turnio account and how much money he had was cut in half instantly, and that they charged 40 to 50% in fees. No. This was an extreme exaggeration by whoever wrote it. They took a little bit of a hit, and they got mad, and they're exaggerating it on forums. That's my guess, because I had an exact similar situation. But let me explain the reality of that situation. Turnio, if you go and look it up on CoinMarketCap, trades on average between 0.006 and 0.009 cents. Okay? Now, I was going to buy a computer. I needed a new computer because the hard drive on one of my other computers went down. My streaming system went down. I'm like, oh shit, I got to get a new computer. I didn't want to spend fiat. I didn't want to spend my cash. And I had a little Bitcoin on a wallet. And I thought, okay, you know what? Rather than me send my Bitcoin from this wallet to a fiat off-ramp, convert it into USD, then take that USD and withdraw it into a bank account, take on all those fees, the fees of trading it back into fiat or selling it, the fees of converting it and withdrawing it into a bank account, and then waiting like the 3 to 5 days or the week or however long it'll take on that off-ramp. It's like it was a huge pain in the ass. So I have my BlockCard account. And so I basically sent my Bitcoin to my BlockCard account, and it took about 15 minutes. Now, just for the sake of numbers, let's just say I expected to have $1,000 in spendable Turnio on my BlockCard account. Well, I didn't. It was actually more. I expected more than that. The computer I got was a little pricier. But let's just say this: when I sent the Bitcoin over to my Turnio or my BlockCard account, by the time it hit the account, it was about $400 less than I was originally expecting. And I was like, what the heck? And so, but I was in a hurry. I needed a new computer. So I went ahead, I ordered the computer. I was going to take the hit. And I'm like, I'll figure it out later. I ordered the computer. Then I realized that what I ordered wasn't going to be shipped for like 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm like, this is insanity. So I canceled it. Well, by canceling that order, it sent the exact same number of turn tokens back to my BlockCard account. Lo and behold, that $400 came back. And then I was talking to the guys at Turnio, and they said, yeah, because the price fluctuates so much, you obviously bought it when the price was high, and in that time, that 15, 20-minute time frame, the price had gone down. And even if it goes down a teeny little bit, when you're talking about hundreds of thousands of turn tokens to make up the total amount of the spendable value you were transferring from Bitcoin, even the tiniest little change in the Turnio price can bring down or bring up your spendable amount pretty significantly. In my case, it was about $400. But when I canceled the order and it sent the turn back, the price was higher. That $400 I was originally missing was back. Okay, so, and I think something very similar happened to the guy that was being shown in the forum, but he was being very dramatic and exaggerating, and I think if he had any maturity at all, I think he would admit that. Yes, I was frustrated, I was pissed, because I was too, so I get it, but let's just call it how it is. That's how the system works. So BlockCard, in my opinion, is not anything, unless I were betting on the growth of the Turn token and the overall use case of BlockCard, and I'm thinking, okay, right now the average price is 0.006 to 0.009, and that price fluctuates regularly. So if I were a betting man and I thought, well, maybe that average price is going to go up to 0.10 cents to 1 cent. And if I think that might happen, is the growth of that going to be more than I think Bitcoin will grow in value over the same time frame? At that point, yeah, maybe I will just send some Bitcoin over to my BlockCard account and let it sit. But for me personally, that's not my game plan. I love the BlockCard. I love the service that it offers. I think the new coming services are going to be very, very helpful to a lot of people, because we're not just talking about the US, we're talking about some international markets and things of that nature as well. You do have to do full AML KYC. You do have to do all the same stuff you're going to have to do with a regular bank account, because it's a bank. You're going to have a bank account. So you're going to have to do all that same stuff. It's not like you're going to be anonymous or anything. But I think that the service and the protocol and everything that's associated with it, I think it's going to be very, very big. And I think it's going to help a lot of people. And I honestly think that this GD Payments referral program, as part of their white label agreement with Turnio and BlockCard, I think it's going to be a big deal. But I put this out a little prematurely because I wanted to get people signed up. I'm like, hey, check this out. There's some news coming. It's going to be big stuff. You might want to get involved. Start building your network now while you can. Because as of right now, these services aren't necessarily active on GD Payments just yet. And there's other stuff coming. But I can talk about that stuff. So that hopefully clarifies some things for you guys. Now, before I get any deeper into that, we're talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, I'm really kind of frustrated because I missed this pump. I was waiting to get a long. I was waiting to go into a long position, and I missed the mark because I was having my oldest daughter's 13th birthday. And so she had some friends over, and we had different people, and we did melted ice cream cake, and and we had a nice time. But ultimately, I was away. I was away from the chart, and I didn't set oh wow, if it jumps this much, then I should just go ahead and get in and ride the trend up. I didn't set anything up. I was just watching it in real time as I was working. I went away, and then that was that. So I missed the big pump. So then from this high of 12,000, it came back down, and we're looking at basically a double top, which could be very bearish, and at which point we could move down. But what I'm waiting to see is whether or not we break above this 12,100. If we do, then we're probably going to be heading into this range. If we bounce down from there, we'll see where we end up. But there is still a part of me that may be crazy, maybe naive, I don't know, but there's still a part of me. I think it could go below this 11.5. It's not likely at this point. I don't think it's likely at this point. And keep in mind, like I've said in the past, I trade a very, very, very tiny, even market or crypto face. And this is Market Cipher that I'm using, by the way. And I'm starting to get, because I've separated my two panels at the bottom for so long, and I'm so used to seeing them. Now it's easier for me to see what's going on with it all on one thing, and it's just easier when I'm switching between time frames and such anyway. But like this is on a 15-minute chart. We can see what's happening. It's starting to climb back up a little. And when I'm looking at this, I see this kind of double wave. Actually, this is more kind of like a triple wave, but we had a double wave to the downside. We did that. Now we're correcting, and it looks like we're heading back up. But we're in the money flow is in the red right now, which means it's probably a good opportunity to buy before it comes back up. Now, that's based on what Market Cipher is telling me. If you're interested in Market Cipher, I finally do have a referral link in the description of this video, so check it out. I really think that the more you learn about it, the more you're really going to like it. But overall, I mean, I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I do, in fact, think we are in a bull market. We're in the starting position of the bull market, and I think it's going to be an ongoing trend moving forward. Now, with that, I'm going to update everybody on Crow Trader. I'm going to be posting one final discount code, and I'm going to be doing it on my SoMe profile. I'm going to dive into SoMe here in a minute. If you're not familiar with SoMe, you're going to learn today, because this is a company that came to me, and just to rehash, because it's a new day, I was up over 101 trades yesterday. With my profit, my current profit is 0.0315 Bitcoin over a week of trading. The cost of the bot is 0.05. So if I would have bought this and I was running these pairs, I'll be at profit in under 2 weeks. The bot will have paid for itself in under 2 weeks. So keep that in mind. It's crowtrader.com. There are links in the description. Check it out. I am going to be doing an exclusive discount code on SoMe. Now, to put this into context, so I registered up as an influencer on this site. So far, not a lot of activity. I've had 10 friends signed up with my link. 106 people have checked it out. This is the first time I've talked about it on my channel. I've just linked it around to a few places. I did this little thing right there just to let everybody know I'm proud to be on SoMe. Now, I had this guy reach out to me and say, hey, I work with this project. We'd really like to have you on board. We've got a lot coming. We've got a lot going on. I think you'd really like it. What do you charge for promotional stuff? Give me the nitty gritty. And we started talking, and then they answered every question. They put me in a private group with like the CEO, Christopher, and we just started talking about everything that they have going on. And I started checking out the website, and I'm like, man, this actually looks really cool. Like, this looks good. It's clean. It feels nice. It's fluid. It's smooth. And I'm thinking, okay, and I've already started to create all these different groups. It's just me in them right now, but I'm creating all these different groups that I think are going to be popular over time, because, like, why not? So check those out. And but ultimately what this is it's like Facebook on the blockchain. Now, I'm going to tell you, they have not paid me anything to do this video. They have offered to pay me to do promotions for the platform. And we were kind of negotiating for a while and kind of going back and forth on plans and this and that. And the more I learned about the platform and the more I dove into it and the more I started using it, the more I kind of realized something. I think this is going to be one of the next big things. This is like Facebook on the blockchain that empowers you to control the advertising on your page while allowing you to stake in platform currency to get rev share revenue from the advertising that comes in. That's just a piece of it. On top of that, the more active you are on the platform and the more people that upvote you, you actually generate revenue. So the way this all works is basically the more popular you are, the more friends you have, the more activity you have on your profile, the more you are rewarded. The more rewards you accumulate, the more you're able to accomplish. I can turn right around and take some of these funds once it's paid out to me, which I think is like weekly, and I can boost my own posts to reach more people to build my own following. Now, we've kind of seen that mechanism in other places before. But what I want to do is I'm going to go through, I have kind of an executive summary, and I'm going to show some of that. Let me see where it is. Okay. So I'm going to show some of this because it explains some of the details. I'm going to skip over some of it, but I think this is going to be really helpful for you to understand why I'm so bullish. I basically told these guys, do not worry about paying me a budget. I don't care about Bitcoin right now when it comes to this platform. I just want to be involved. And we still don't really know how involved I'm going to be, but I just know that I want to be involved. So, and I feel like a long-term relationship with these guys is going to be much more beneficial to both of us than them just paying me for a couple one-off mentions. And that's the truth of it. So anyway, the issue. On average, people are spending 3 hours a day on social media. Much more now due to recent events, but most do not earn money for their time, content, or contributions. There are too many social media platforms and too little time and resources to manage them all. We've lost control of our content and our data and our privacy. The solution. At SoMe, people earn money for their time and contributions on social media when posting content, liking content, and seeing ads at their discretion. They are controlling this. Actually, I'm going to bring this down so that you can actually see me read a bit. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe. I guess that's just a matter of opinion. People and brands can now post on one platform and be seen everywhere using SoMe's social dashboards feature. I haven't even dove into this yet, but it's basically like they've created their own Hootsuite like platform, and I think right now it's an external platform you have to log in, but they're merging it soon. So basically they're setting it up so that when you log into your SoMe account, you're going to be able to schedule social media posts that are then going to go out to your Twitter, your Facebook, all the other social media platforms that you have, which is huge, folks, huge. Honestly, and another thing, I want to just note, I'm going to put it out there because if it ever happens, I want y'all to know I planted the seed and I tried to make it happen. I want them to integrate the Celsius network into SoMe. I really do. And everybody's interested. So we'll see what happens. I really love this platform and I really, really want to see this puppy grow. Okay, so let me pull this up on my end because I want to be able to scroll through it a bit here. Okay, there's good old BitBoy in the house. BitBoy did a review of SoMe. I didn't even know this until I was talking to these guys. This YouTube link was posted on the SoMe wall on July 28th of 2020. The post earned $122.66 from 28 likes. Earnings will continue to accumulate for a week and then will be paid. Okay, that's cool. Earnings paid weekly or daily. Because when you set up your account, you set up a wallet within the platform as well. Money earned from content and likes is paid weekly or daily for active users. We estimate that users will earn between 0.25 cents and 50 cents per friend or follower on SoMe for the first full year from content, liking, and ad sharing earnings, with the potential for earnings to double each year after. Super users can make up to $3 per follower or more. Our highest level influencers can earn up to $25 million a year, depending on time spent and followers, which will drive many of the top influencers to adopt this platform, giving us more free PR. Now, keep in mind, this is inside stuff. I asked permission to share this. This is basically an executive summary for private investment capital. This isn't for you. But I felt that some of the details and the way some of this information explains what the platform is currently capable of doing and will be capable of doing in the near future should be talked about. And I asked them if it was okay. There are some things that I can't show, but some of the stuff I can. Social gamification. Existing SoMe users understand that they can earn even more money from liking and posting content over time when powering up their voting power. Time to power up. We project that 2% of freemium users will upgrade to the paid power up packages in 1 year, and by year 5 that will increase to 12% or higher. These power up packages basically empower you to do a heck of a lot more and to generate a lot more interest and support a lot of other people simultaneously, but we're going to save that for another time. Ad control and revenue share. This to me is one of the biggest things out there. More money for end users. End users control ads on any page, can select custom ads from brands they like, set the system to automatically choose the highest paying, or choose all ads for the highest payout. Bam! Bam! This is beautiful because the way this is going to change the dynamic for content creators and advertisers alike is going to be insane, because now advertisers won't even necessarily have to worry as much about focusing and targeting their advertisement to the content on a platform, because the content creators themselves are likely going to do that for them. In other words, if I have a group that I created about tabletop gaming and Warhammer Warhammer 40K does some digital online marketing campaign, I can say, hey, I want their advertisement on my face or on my my group, my SoMe group or my SoMe page or whatever I'm doing, right? And so, and I do, in my head, this is like my new Facebook. So I'm going to have little, like, that, because in my head, this is the future of Facebook. So no longer are the advertisers and the platform going to have 100% control over everything. I bought a little ad on Facebook recently, and I got so much hell for it because my advertisement showed up on a bunch of people's walls and they didn't want it. They thought I was terribly ugly and apparently I looked way too old. And so they were really frustrated with the idea that I was promoting something and invading their wall. So what did some of them do? They came over to mine and posted memes of like animals taking a dump on the grass and stuff like that. Very mature stuff, mind you, especially considering the fact that I don't own Facebook. I don't control those things. Facebook does. So why punish me as an advertiser? And it's just to create more frustration. Now, I get it. I understand their frustration. But with a platform like SoMe, that's done. We're never going to have to worry about that again, which is going to be great for the advertisers, and it's going to be great for the people that want to use or that want to see ads and don't want to see ads, because you can turn them off and you can stay completely private. And remember, this is all on the blockchain. Earn up to 50% of the advertising revenue. Bam, right there. Can opt to turn ads off completely and keep data private. We integrated a social hub to support all social media channels, from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Steemit. Basically, you're going to be able to schedule your posts and send the stuff out there to everybody automatically. There's so much more. I'm on page 12 of this thing of 33, and I've only showed you a few of them. There's a lot to this. The point is, I'm extremely bullish on this platform. I plan to use it, and ultimately at some point I'd really like to see it become my number one. I'm diving more and more into this every day. Make sure you follow me. There's a link in the description. Come on board, join me. I really want to see this do insanely well. And as of right now, I literally have no stake in this game. Okay? I want it because I want to be a part of this puppy, and I want to be. The thing is like the day before I caught wind of this, I was literally thinking to myself, because all this stuff with TikTok, right? And I'm thinking, wow, man, the government's trying to shut down TikTok. They're going to sanction all U.S. advertisers unless they sell to a U.S. entity. And then, of course, then I'm hearing, oh, well, Microsoft is going to buy this for like $5 billion. And I'm like, huh, I wonder what government's relationship is with Microsoft. You know, given all this COVID and vaccine stuff and the Bill Gates and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, just what a big coincidence that they're going to buy this application that's apparently coded to spy on people and then like work out a deal with Microsoft, you know? Like, I don't know, like the whole thing, it just kind of blew my mind. And I don't even know if it's 100% true, and I didn't dive deep into it. But I'm just thinking to myself, wow, so this is all going on with TikTok, and think of all the people out there who got involved early on. Now, imagine everybody involved with TikTok that blew up and had 1 million followers or 10 million followers, and they were actually able to stake an in-app currency that enabled them to have 50% rev share. Imagine $5 billion a month or whatever it is that they make on advertising being shared with all of the content creators on that platform. That's SoMe. And I'm not trying to just be some infomercial for SoMe. I'm just letting you know this is something I found. It started off as a company willing to pay me to do some marketing, and it became me becoming extremely bullish on something new that I think could very well be the next big thing in social media, especially as it relates to blockchain technology. I want to see it grow, and I'd love for you to grow with me. So I'll leave that there. Check out CrowTrader if you're into automated bot trading. I think it's doing really well. I mean, and you're going to notice that I've got bags and such. That's fine. I've put some posts together. I'm going to be working on a complete course for chainwise.us. I'm going to be working on that site. I'm actually going to be working on the CrowTrader site as well too over time, because I feel like the bot is doing well enough. And I'm also going to let you guys know I've got another platform coming. And it's been in the works for a long time now. And apparently, my developer's letting me know that it's going to be ready for beta by the end of this month. And I'm actually really excited about it. So I will let you know as soon as I'm ready to have some of you guys jump in. My ByBit trading team, look, the site's not even loading for me very well right now. I don't know why or what's happening. I've only got 3 members anyway. I think it just said, you know what, Crow, you suck. Nobody wants to join your trading team. Probably because I forgot that pump. But I don't even think it's officially started just yet. I think we've got a little bit of time left. But I need to double check on that. But I'm trying to trade. I'm waiting for an entry. I really am. I'm waiting for an entry. And I'm pretty sure on a 15-minute money flows in the red. We're dipping down a little bit more here. I'd love to see like a big blood diamond and like a nice big drop and then transition out of that into an upswell. But every time I think I'm getting close, I miss it. Something happens in my life and I miss it. So I'm probably just going to set a limit long order somewhere down in here and hope I hit it. But chances are, as soon as I place that order, it's going to spike up to 12,500. Because that seems to be my luck the majority of the time. So anyway, we'll see how this plays out. But if we drop below this line here, I'm probably going to long from there as soon as I see a little bit of a turnaround. But if we end up in here, we could drop even lower. So we'll see what happens. But overall, I'm very bullish one way or another. To me, I'm expecting 2 weeks. I'm expecting the next 2 weeks of the market to be a little crazy before we start seeing a dramatic upswing and a dramatic uptrend. Because I'm seeing a lot of similarities to this and the 2016-2017 bull market. The bull cycle. We're seeing a lot of the same activity going on. And, I mean, literally from the date of the halving, a lot of the stuff has been very, very, very similar. The only difference that's happening is that institutions are buying over the counter and they're buying through other means than just spot exchanges. Or we'd already be seeing this thing moon like crazy. But the available supply is being bought up by the whales, by the institutions, by the major funds, by all of these groups, and they're waiting for the retail market to like start FOMOing in. And they're getting ready. I mean, everybody's getting ready, and especially now with let's face it, guys. I mean, the government's printing so much cash and they're doing all this stuff. And I did this calculation of like the last stimulus check that went out. If everybody that got a stimulus check from the government immediately at that point went in to buy Bitcoin with it, they'd have already doubled that money. So, and actually likely more now, because when I did that, I think Bitcoin's price is even a little bit lower. So, and if people do it again and the same thing happens, I mean, a couple stimulus checks worth, $2,500 on average total could be easily turned into $5,000 to $7,000. And I'm just thinking, if the government's doing this, why don't they just buy Bitcoin, push the price up? Why can't they take this Fed money that they're printing, boost the price up? Somehow, maybe they are. Maybe they're going to do some of this. Maybe they're going to buy some Bitcoin with it, use the funds from that to like back a digital dollar. Who knows? But to me, it just sounds like the best thing. I feel like rather than gold, they need to just peg a new U.S. digital dollar with the value of Bitcoin. Could you imagine if that were to happen? That would be one of the biggest things ever. And I personally would feel insanely about it. And it would make the most sense. And I think that there's a way they could do that and ultimately start killing some of this debt that we keep accumulating. Especially think about it. If Bitcoin were ever worth $1 million a piece, we could cover that debt, folks. We could really establish a much stronger U.S. economy. But who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm out of here for the day. I'm going to go and cut this video down as best I can. It's sitting at 40 minutes. So enjoy your Monday, folks. Hopefully this was helpful. Ask your questions in the comments. I will be watching. If there's something that I missed or forgot or you don't understand, just ask. Let me know. I'm more than happy to clarify things. And that's it for now. I'll talk to you soon. Crow your coins. Have a good afternoon.